the championship is not over yet. The all-conquering Prema power team finally had their dominance broken in the 2022 championship, despite having 6 cars on the grid. It was the German-US racing team who were back on top, courtesy of Kasper Stuka taking his second win of the season and Alex Dunn winning both the first and last race to now move within 3 points of Rafael Camara, who himself had a weekend to forget. Antonelli is still in P1 in the series with 6 races to go. The record grid for the Italian series still stands at 41. The first round of the 2016 series held at Misano. And whilst we didn't quite break the record at this round, it was still oversubscribed, exceeding the grid capacity of 36, necessitating the field being divided into 2 groups, effectively meaning the first 3 races, which still carried normal championship points, were in effect heat races to decide the grid, the final 36 drivers for race 4. 5 drivers were making their debut in the series, including Francisco Soldevini from Argentina, Filipino Zachary David, from Tuscany Nicola Lacorte, who were all making their car racing debuts, together with the former WSK kart racing champions Ugo Uguchuku and the Red Bull Junior Arvid Lindblad. Qualifying divided into 2 groups was held on Friday just moments after a heavy rain shower. The track was in far from ideal condition. Camara and Antonelli adapting well, however, to go fastest in their respective groups. Conversely, Dunn was far from confident after lapping 7/10 off the Prema duo of Ugo and the pole sitter Antonelli. A testament to the tenacious fightback the Irish driver would produce over the next 48 hours. Starting with race 1 on Saturday morning. As 2 of the fastest drivers on the track, Rafael Camara and Taylor Barnard, made contact on the opening lap. Dunn overtook both, racing away to take his first win since Imola.
I'm really happy, I got a little bit lucky at the start, but managed to pick up the pieces, and yeah, then I think from then on in we lacked a little bit of pace compared to the others, but I managed to hold them off quite well.
Moments after another heavy downpour, race 2 got underway, but it was soon over for the series debutants Zachary David and Nicola Lacorte at turn 3. Wharton and Stuka had a titanic duel for second place. Antonelli kept his championship on track, winning in tricky conditions. Camara recovered after a lowly 18th in race 1 to finish second, with Dunn third. A wild ride at the exit of the Ring curves in race 3 from Jean Richard brought out the safety car. And whilst the Singaporean was fine, the drama was only just unfolding. Taylor Barnard was in electric form and tried to take the lead from Antonelli at turn 3. The former WSK karting champions side by side and wheel to wheel, literally. Taylor losing his front wing and Antonelli a puncher, sensationally sending the Italian into the gravel and out. An intelligent drive from Kasper Stuka saw him take US Racing's second win of the weekend. Ugo and Conrad Larsen completing the podium. Outstanding work from the PHM racing team to replace Barnard's front wing and send him back out, Taylor storming home to finish 13th after being in last place.
So I started P3. I had quite a bad start for me. I was in P5 at some moment. Then I fought with Conrad. Then obviously leaders had a contact. Taylor had a broken front wing and Kimi had no tire. So yeah, of course it was easier, but to be honest I think I would still fight for the win if they weren't out. So yeah, I think it's a good race and we are quite optimistic for the last one.
So the grid was now set for race 4 and it was US Racing 1-2 on the grid, Dunn on pole. A frantic opening lap as 36 cars raced down the hill for the first time saw Camara lose his front wing as critically his closest contender. In the championship, Dunn led the field. The Brazilian into pit lane for a new wing and back out in last place. In what turned out to be a nail-biting race, Dunn and Stuka ran 1-2 for US Racing, chased by no less than 5 Prema cars. Antonelli, Uguchuku, Wharton, Lawson and Wirtz, who were charging like a coordinated army in the Austrian countryside. Stuka was the victim as he went from second to fifth in one move. Antonelli into second place and after the race leader done. But the Irishman was unrattled, unshaken and held his nerve brilliantly to take his second win of the weekend and move within 3 points of Kamara in the championship. Antonelli is still the championship leader after an amazing Austrian weekend.
Full of emotions. Race 1 we started well with a win on the wet. Then race 2, luckily after a contact I had to do a puncture to pit, and with that I lost a lot of places and a lot of points as well. So going to race 3 I just saw about taking more points without risking too much. But yeah, I mean at the end it was a good race. I did a nice comeback and I'm happy to be back on the podium and to take good points.
So the championship is not over yet. There are still 2 rounds to race where we may yet break the record of 41 cars on the grid. From the Styrian Mountains we go to the Cathedral of Speed and the home of the Italian Formula One Grand Prix on October 9 for the penultimate round of the championship. We'll see you then.